A dire warning from Ukraine's president has sent shockwaves through the West. Russia may be preparing for a direct military confrontation with NATO as early as next year. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference on Friday, Volodymyr Zelensky said Moscow is training a massive force of up to 150,000 troops, possibly to strike not just Ukraine, but also Poland or the Baltic states. He pointed at Belarus as a key staging ground, echoing events of early 2022 when Russian forces used Belarusian territory to launch their full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russia is preparing 15 divisions, he said.
The same way what it was in 2022, so they can go forward to Ukraine, or they will go to Poland or to Baltic. And I think this is his idea. And I think that all I've got from intelligence, and I think, to my mind, that he's preparing the war against NATO countries next year.
The warning, if realized, would mark a dramatic escalation in the conflict, pulling NATO into a direct clash with Russia. European leaders, he warned, are gripped with uncertainty over whether Washington will stand by them in the event of an attack. The Ukrainian president argued that the time has come for the creation of an armed forces of Europe, independent of Washington's commitments. His remarks add to growing unease within Europe over its reliance on US military backing.
A few days ago, President Trump told me about his conversation with Putin. Not once did he mention that America needs Europe at the table. That says a lot. Let's be honest, now we can't rule out the possibility that America might say no to Europe on issues that threaten it. Many leaders have talked about Europe that needs its own military, an army of Europe. And I really believe that time has come. The armed forces of Europe must be created.
Zelensky's warning aligns with an intelligence assessment from the Danish Defense Intelligence Service, which cautioned earlier this week that Russia could initiate a large-scale war on Europe within 5 years should Moscow perceive NATO as militarily weak or politically divided. The spectre of such a scenario has fueled urgent discussions among European policymakers over strengthening their defenses, as fears mount that history may repeat itself, this time with even graver consequences for Europe. Belarus, a crucial ally of Vladimir Putin, has been deepening its military ties with Moscow. Last December, Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko confirmed his country was hosting Russian nuclear weapons and preparing for the deployment of Moscow's latest hypersonic missiles. The announcement followed a treaty signed by Putin and Lukashenko that provided Belarus with security guarantees, including the possible use of nuclear weapons to deter aggression. The move underscored Minsk's growing role as an extension of Russia's military strategy. The Times previously reported that NATO estimates placed the Russian forces that invaded Ukraine from Belarus at around 30,000 troops. The attack led to the occupation of key Ukrainian territories, including Kyiv's satellite cities of Bucha, Irpin, and Hostomel, before Russian forces withdrew in late March 2022. Now, with Moscow repositioning for another escalation, concerns are mounting over whether Belarus will once again serve as a launch pad, this time beyond Ukraine's borders.